All right, today we're going to be talking about the 5, what I would call macro indicators to watch in 2022. Now, I know what you might say, penny stocks don't care about a lot of this stuff, but you would be surprised, especially in this post-2020 world where, penny stocks have gone mainstream. This isn't like it used to be 10 years ago. Everybody, including, I think a lot of these hedge funds, are trading penny stocks, so they react to a lot of these macroeconomic factors. Hey everyone, be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, share with your friends. Want to get as much information out there as possible. Again, we go live. Matt goes live. Bryce goes live. We've got a bunch of amazing stuff here. Ring that bell and subscribe to be notified right away. All right, with that being said, I am lead trainer with Stocks to Trade, Tim Bowen. Something I talk about pretty much every day in the Steady Trade team webinars, which click the link below. Check out the Steady Trade team. I've done over 3,000 webinars live every single day, twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. I've even done 4 or 5 at times. But one of the things we really talk about is keeping an eye on the overall world. I think it's a common misconception that, penny stocks just kind of do their own thing. Now, that's true to a certain extent, but we've seen so many of these like hot sectors. Listen, some of the greatest penny stocks of 2020 were all those coronavirus plays. And obviously coronavirus, huge macroeconomic. It infected the global economy basically in every country in the world. Then you look at the EV stock run, also an amazing stock run last year and in 2021. You look at Tesla making new highs. So you can't make that case anymore that penny stocks do their own thing. And I like it because it lends itself towards due diligence, research, staying on top of things. Something you'll hear me say all the time, and this is probably an unpopular opinion, but, if you're watching sports all the time, if you're watching TV all the time, pop culture, listen, is that making you better? Is it helping you find trading ideas? Listen, I think you should be focusing on, you can make fun of like the metaverse or gaming, but though I think the metaverse is a coming big trend in 2022, gaming, esports, watching gaming. So there are pop culture things that you can be focused on. I guess sports gambling to a certain extent. But if you're just sitting there with your fantasy football league all day long, how's that getting you to a place you want to be? Focus on stuff that can really move markets and matter to markets. And that's why I consider my sport, my passion, finance. To me, the Wall Street Journal is ESPN.com or Barstool Sports, Barron's, Bloomberg, all these things. There's always something new. There's always something to be learned. There's always that next nugget of information. And that's why I think I've been able to be out in front of a lot of these trends through the years. So that being said, what are we looking at going into 2022? The biggest one, well, I think the biggest one, time will tell, but inflation. We've seen that the last 6 to 8 months, gas prices at decade highs, food prices at, again, adjust to inflation, maybe all-time highs and so many of these things. When food and gas are exploding, those are things that people need. Energy costs, electricity. We're not talking about luxury goods here. It's not a $1,000 purse or a $200 pair of shoes. Gas, fuel, electricity, utilities, food. This makes a real difference in people's lives. And ultimately, I think you're going to see a lot of pullbacks in some of these area or overall markets if inflation continues to go higher. Now, one of the great things to focus on is improving your trading skills. I did a recent video. I think that, there you can complain, and I'm complaining right now. Listen, I don't like paying $4 for gas. I can afford it, but I don't like it. But you can complain, you can squawk at your politicians, or you can just make more money. I know you pay more taxes, and it seems like a vicious cycle, but at least you can control it yourself. I can't control the price of milk or gas or clothing or et cetera, but I can focus on myself and I can make more money, and I think that's the best way to battle inflation. And thank goodness we have the volatility in the markets we have. I was talking on Pre-Market Prep this morning. Check out Pre-Market Prep live every day, 8:30 Eastern. Talking about the dark days of day trading. I went on this big rant, but I mean, 2010 to 2015, we would go weeks and months waiting for the kind of volatility that we see every single day. I mean, we get one runner a month back then. It was a big deal. Now we get 5 a day. Never been a better time. So the other thing that I'm excited about, while, I'm kind of a Debbie Downer on the inflation thing, I am excited that maybe we're finally pulling out of the pandemic and there's light at the end of the tunnel. We've got the vaccines now. As I record this video, we've got a new variant, the Omicron variant. We'll see. Who knows when you watch this? There might be another variant and another variant. But as of right now, the news today is vaccines are effective, and this variant seems to be, hopefully, 2 thumbs up, seems to be less aggressive, less harmful, etc. So hopefully we continue to see that. If we do get variants, hopefully they're weaker variants. And I'm going to stay optimistic at this point that there's light at the end of the tunnel, the mRNA vaccines, the other vaccines. And I hope that if you're watching this video in spring 2022, we're out, okay? So, but that being said, worst case scenario, I mean, that's, again, the beauty of momentum day trading is if we aren't, we're going to have coronavirus plays hot. I mean, we got some today up 15, 20% in one day, 100% runners in the past. So other things to keep an eye on is house prices. Again, you could call this bullish or bearish. If you're looking to relocate, if you're looking to sell, it's probably bullish. If you're in the market for a house, you probably consider it bearish because you're paying record highs. But one of the one of the good things about the pandemic is the work from home idea, and people are just choosing to live wherever they want. And if you've got that job, or you day trade, you can day trade from anywhere. You have that internet connection, and I don't think we're going back to the offices. Whether the pandemic ends like I hope it does, we're just not going back. I mean, we've got all of these tools. I can give you high definition video. I can stream from anywhere. I've got my trading platform, and heck, I'm in the middle of nowhere, rural Michigan. I mean, it's not even like it's some technology center. So that being said, I think house prices will continue to go high. Great time to sell. Just, I hope you're not trying to buy right now. Other things I think we're going to see is I think we're a decade into this free money policy of the Fed, and I think that inflation is going to force them to end that. Now, I think a lot of people think that that's going to end the stock market and end the momentum. I think the opposite, and we'll see. Timestamp it, drop me a comment. But I think the fact that what we've seen over the last couple of years of the explosion of day trading, it's just a different world. And I even if the Fed tightens up the money supply, people are looking to speculate for all the reasons I've already listed, to fight inflation because you're working from home. I know so many people that are day trading while they're supposed to be working, but as long as you get the work done, boss doesn't care. So I actually hope that the Fed does tighten things up so that we can get a control on inflation. And again, I just don't think it's going to change the volatility in the markets. I mean, you look back at millions and millions and millions of new day traders. You're probably one of them. People got the bug. We're not going back. So, and then the other thing to point out is just, again, back to those investment grade, they call them investment grade investments like bonds and money market accounts. I think that's bullish for the stock market. I mean, even if the Fed does tighten up the policies, I just don't think the deposits are going to be there with cryptocurrencies and all of these other, and again, the stock market making such wild moves. You're going to continue to see bonds and money market accounts, savings accounts. I mean, I have savings accounts for my kids, trying to teach them, the value of saving and, like, pennies. Again, my daughter, she had decent money in there. You freaking $1 in interest or something a month, So it's tough to teach them that lesson. That's the one drawback, trying to teach your kids responsible saving in safe instruments. I guess we just got to teach them all the day trade when they turn like 6 or 7 years old. Heck, they can game at that age. They can post a TikTok. Teach them how to trade. Subscribe. Get them to subscribe to the channel. So, all right. That being said, everyone, those are the main factors I'm looking for in 2022. I think I gave you a good balance of things to be concerned with, but also other things that I don't think are that big of a concern. And if any, in my opinion, are bullish. You know, again, back to that monetary policy. You see all the talking heads on TV saying world is ending, world is ending. I think it'll be bullish for the stock market because now we can go back to reality of the way things should be. So, all right, as always, drop me a comment. Not necessarily trading, technicals or fundamentals or chart patterns, but I always like to give you an equal mix and talk about things that I do think you need to be cognizant of. Don't fall for that, penny stocks are a world of their own. That used to be true. Listen, 10 years ago, that was true. But penny stocks, it's almost like cryptocurrencies. That's the thing. Like, think about, 10 years ago, 9 years ago, when Bitcoin first emerged, was kind of the only crypto. It was all, nobody, Wild West, nobody knew about it, fringy. Now it's mainstream. And penny stocks, I think, are the same way. So don't fall for that disconnect from reality. Know what's going on in the world, study, and be prepared. All right, everyone. Check out the Steady Trade team, and we'll see you next time.